There are 53,000 birds on this Limburg chicken farm in northwest Belgium. Here there are no cages. The chickens are free to come and go as they wish to lay their 50,000 eggs a day in the best possible conditions. Running the chicken farm are Hilde Hendricks Verbeek and her husband. 3 years ago, the poultry on the farm, located in an area affected by bird flu, was totally destroyed. They've started again from scratch and put in place draconian biosafety measures.
It is really very important. We always keep the doors locked. We are the only ones to enter. There, you have the air vents with grille over them, to prevent other birds and other security measures.
The list is long indeed. Change of clothing each time you enter the chicken run. Disinfection of shoes, isolation zones, change of shoes, double doors and so on. These are necessary measures on all farms where animals are bred because the high concentration of animals in certain agricultural businesses makes the farms increasingly vulnerable. For breeders, however, when disease breaks out, it can be a catastrophe.
Our birds were not affected by the disease, but we were in an isolation zone. It was a long period of insecurity and incredible financial pressure.
Hilde takes us to a meeting of her poultry farmer colleagues with whom she's created a mutual aid association. Avian flu, foot and mouth, mad cow disease, whatever the disease, no one wants to see images like this again. Mass slaughter, piles of carcasses, incineration. After the various crises which have shaken the European Union during the past decade, it was time to evaluate animal health management methods and to look at new options for the future. To do this, all the key players in the sector have been consulted.
There are different things which should be taken into consideration. Is the disease itself, the international obligation we have, and the measures that the farmers can implement himself at local level. All those have to be closely integrated to try to reduce in the future as much as we can the burden on the farmers and the restrictions in place in the affected area.
Hi, ben Hilde.
For Hilde Hendricks Verbeek and her poultry farmer friends, the economic and social consequences were enormous. All these people's chickens were slaughtered. Today, what they want most of all is communication. Piet van Temscher, Inter-Ministerial Influenza Commissioner, often takes part in this type of meeting with poultry farmers. He is Mr. Bird Flu in Belgium. If there's a crisis, he's the one who will coordinate action.
Wij waren dierenartsen en we waren bezig met de
For we vets, the job was to eradicate disease.
We pakten dat op een zeer technische manier aan.
We did it in a very technical, very rational way. But we never took into consideration the psychological and psychosocial elements.
Sociale problemen mee veroorzaakten waar wij geen oog meer voor hadden.
Consultations with those involved in the sector have shown a great need for communication and simplification of the legislation. The communication on a new animal health strategy for the European Union proposes several recommendations for the future, not least the need for clear strategic objectives, the sharing of responsibilities and costs, and prioritisation of EU action based on transparent assessment of risks to public health and animal health and welfare.
The animal health strategy deals not just with the control over animal diseases, but it deals also with broader issues closely linked with animal health, issues like public health, animal welfare, sustainable development, research. The basic strategy of the European Commission and the European Union in the broader field of health is prevention. Our motto is that prevention is better than cure, and this applies also to animal health. Therefore, we will develop new or reinforce existing mechanisms in order to avert animal disease outbreaks and prevent epidemics. This will be one of our major priorities. Anyone with an interest in animal health will have a role to play in meeting the objectives of this new strategy and equally will share in the benefits that it brings. That's why the animal health strategy will benefit either directly or indirectly every single European citizen, every citizen in the European Union.